Okay, this is exercise 6-11, and it's preparing a cash budget for 1 quarter. And just keep it in the back of your head that you can't complete the balance sheet until you figure out what your cash balance is going to be. And you can't do that until everything else has happened in that time period. Okay? So this person is a scout, is a true accountant, likes what she does, obsessed with it, happy, wants to go back through the 4th quarter plan with a fine-tooth comb before working on the year's cash budget. So here we've got cash receipts and cash disbursements for October, November, and December. Okay, so we have to know what these are. That makes sense, doesn't it? Cash coming in and cash going out. And then there's always additional information. In this first one, there's line of credit withdrawals must be made on the first of the month in $1,000 increments. And for what it's worth, a lot of businesses are cyclical, where they sell, like if you sell things for Christmas, your money goes out in inventory in July, believe it or not, that's when they're sold. But the money doesn't come back in again from the vendors for a long time. So they typically have to finance themselves in those months. Even CPA firms, they don't get their money from tax returns and financial statements and things like that until well after tax season. Nobody pays the accountant early. Okay, it's at least 2 months after the product is delivered. Okay, so the firm usually has to finance itself from January through, March or April. Okay, so they use a line. They've got a line of credit with the bank, and they withdraw on the first of the month. So all withdrawals are made in the first of the month in $1,000 increments. So you can't do it for like $1,500. It's got to be $1,000. And line of credit payments must be paid on the last day of the month in $1,000 increments. In other words, you would still pay interest for that last month, okay? And you would pay interest for all these withdrawals that you took out on the first of the month. The credit line balance, what they owed, in other words, the line of credit balance on September 30th was $2,000. The annual loan interest rate, and these are always annual, is 5%, with monthly interest payments required. Okay, so you have to pay the interest every month. And the minimum, you might not be able to make a principal payment, but you have to pay the interest. And the minimum monthly cash balance is $10,000. So companies have to have, bank requires that they maintain a certain amount of cash in the bank. Okay, you can't have like $15. You have to have some serious money. So this bank requires $10,000, and we're starting out with a cash balance of $10,500. Okay, so what we're going to do is complete the 4th quarter cash budget, reporting amounts for each month end in each quarter overall. Okay, so let's go down like this and open this up. The way this flows is like this. We do October 1st, and then you do November like that, and then you do December. This isn't the kind of thing where you can go across, okay? It's got to go, because November follows October. Like there's our ending cash balance. That's our beginning cash balance for November, okay? So here's our beginning cash is $10,500, and we have from the receipts and disbursements that are up here, okay? We've got cash receipts of $54,000, so that's how much cash we have available, $64,500. We paid off the cash disbursements of $52,000, which gives us a balance of $12,500. Now then you subtract your minimum cash balance, because this tells us what our real surplus is. We've got $2,500 that we can do with whatever we want. Okay, so we owed how much? We owed $2,000 in the line of credit, right? Yeah, we owed $2,000, so we're going to pay that back. And we're also going to pay interest for the month. Okay, and these interest payments, I really recommend that you write it out like this. So we owed $2,000 times 0.05, that's the annual rate for 1 month. So the interest is $8.33. Okay, so then for October, our ending balance is $10,491.67. So how did we get that? It's going to be $12,500. Okay, minus the $2,000 minus $833 is $10,491.67. Okay, all right. So this becomes our beginning balance for November. Add cash receipts, subtract cash disbursements. This is our cash available. Now, right now we're below the minimum cash balance, right? So the minimum cash balance is $10,000. We're $5,000 below. $5,008. But we can only get loans in increments of $1,000, so we have to borrow $6,000. Okay, you assume that you borrowed it on the first of the month, so we've got a full month's worth of interest to pay on this. So for November, it would be $6,000 times 0.05 times 1/12 is $25 in interest. And that gives us an ending balance $10,966, and that again is this $49.9167. That's a real cash balance. Add your we don't have any repayments, but we're going to add what we borrowed, so that would increase cash, and subtract the interest, and we got $10,966.67. Okay, so that becomes your beginning balance for December. I've got cash receipts of $56,000. That's my cash available. Disbursements are $54,000, so what we've got now is $12,966.67. Our minimum cash balance is $10,000, so we've got a surplus of $29,66.67. That's our surplus. Okay, so we can pay back $2,000 on this loan, but remember those repayments are made at the end of the month. So for the interest for the month, we still have the full $6,000 times 0.05 times 1/12. That's $25 again. Okay, because remember it's on the payment on the end of the month. And our ending balance is $10,491.67. Is that right? Okay, I just checked the math and it is right. Oh, this is $491 and that's $941. I thought it was the same number. Okay, so you've got two pieces here. You're going to start out with a beginning cash balance, then you've got receipts and disbursements. Subtract the surplus to see, or the minimum balance to see what we've got left to, play around with. And we either have to borrow or we can pay back money if we've got, extra cash. Okay, and at 12/31 or January 1st, at 12/31, the ending balance in cash would be $10,941.67. Okay.